Hello, everybody. Welcome to English with Greg. Good to have you here. We are live doing this celebration of 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's been a long time since I did a YouTube live. I think the last one was when I had 200,000 subscribers. So it's good to be here. It's good to do this celebration type live event. And yeah, this is going to be a kind of interactive thing. So tell me first where you are watching from. We're going to do a kind of question and answers type lesson. So also put your answers in the chat if you have any questions about vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar. Put them in the chat and I will try my best to answer as many questions as possible in the next 30, 40, 50 minutes. I don't know. Let's see how long this goes. But put your answers, put your questions in the chat and I will answer them for you here. Okay, so yes, we have a few people here already, lots of people here already actually, watching from England, Poland, India, Woodstock, Illinois, lots of nice places around the world. And if I've been a little bit quiet on YouTube recently, it's because I have been incredibly busy doing this, my new B2 course, which is almost ready. Very, very exciting. But I have lots of new videos planned. Just had no time to record them and edit them recently, but I will be back. I'll have lots and lots of ideas and cool videos to publish very soon. And yeah, this new B2 course will be available in September. But if you want early access, you can join the waiting list. There's the link. There's also a link in the description, b2wait.englishwithgreg.com. If you're interested in this course, if you think you might be interested in the future, if you want to reach a B2 level and want me to help you do that, then just click the link in the description, enter your email, and I will let you know as soon as you can sign up for the course, which is very, very soon. Okay, the course will be available in September, but for people on the waiting list, I will email you next week with information on how to get early access, how to get the best price ever, and also how to get lots and lots of value in free bonuses. So if you are interested, now is the best time. So just join the waiting list and I will send you lots and lots of cool information about that. Okay, let me have a look then at who we have here. Wow, we have already over 100 people watching. I was just telling my assistant Erica about this. The first live video I did, I was so scared because I thought nobody would come. That was scary. Now it's so great to hit record and have over 100 people here. So, yes, we have Sonia from Slovakia. Marina, where am I hiding? Yeah, that's where I've been hiding in my B2 course. Hi, Sophie from England. And Eduardo from Manchester as well. Barbara from Mexico. Ronnie's disappointed that I'm not in my blue shirt. Ronnie's a friend from the States. Hi, Ronnie. Okay. Vlad from Ukraine. Birgit from Germany. Laszlo from Hungary. I was watching your football team earlier in the week. Was it yesterday? Sorry, I forgot to put your names here. Mike from Israel. Wow, we've got people from all over the world. So thanks for joining it. Wow, Guatemala. Hello. Eduardo from Argentina. We have Colombia. Sonia from Switzerland. Artemis from the US. Wow, okay, I'll stop doing this eventually, but Nicaragua, Hungary, Ethiopia, Serbia. I was watching your football team yesterday too. I will tell you, well, the B2 course is something I mentioned earlier in the video, but it is a brilliant B2 course for students who want to reach a B2 level of English, and I help you do that with your grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary. It really is an amazing course that has taken me a year to make, and it's a good one. All right, Virginia from Buenos Aires. Man, okay, lots and lots of people. Okay, so put your questions in the chat. As I said, this is going to be an interactive event, so ask me your questions about English, vocabulary, grammar or pronunciation, and it doesn't matter which level you have. I will be here to help, and if any of my students are here from my courses, come and say hello in the chat as well. Okay. Let's have a look. Yes. As I said, we're doing this to celebrate my 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is insane. Insane. I genuinely remember when I got 1 subscriber every day, and when I had 7 in 1 week, it was like, wow. And now we're at 500,000. Hebrew student, hello, nice to hear from you. All right. Wow, Australia. Okay. There are so many, so many messages to come through here. All right, I'm just trying to get down the list of comments to see if we have any questions from people. All right, another one of my WhatsApp students there. Right then, yeah, okay, Martine has difficulties with the R in British English. She says you don't pronounce it. Here's the thing in British English. When you have a vowel sound followed by the letter R, we do not pronounce the letter R. Okay, so words like teacher, bigger, better, her, there, perspective, okay, opportunity. They all follow the rule. Vowel sound plus the letter R means silent letter R. Okay, there is one exception to that rule, and that is when the next sound begins with the next word begins with a vowel sound. So the word her, like his dog, or his animal and her animal, okay, his animal, her animal. When we're speaking quickly, we pronounce the letter R in the word her. So instead of her animal with a gap, we say her animal, and in those situations, we pronounce the letter R, her animal. But normally, if that is not the case, then the letter R is silent. Right, I wish I was, or I wish I were. Which one is correct? I wish I were is correct. It's like the third conditional, like if I were in a different country, I would blah, blah, blah. The thing is, in modern spoken English, a lot of people don't follow that rule. But the official rule, and if you want to speak correctly and maybe pass an exam, then yeah, definitely, I wish I were. Okay, a lot of students have problems with the TH sound in English. And I always say, look in a mirror to practice this sound, because you should see your tongue. That is the position. And a common mistake is that people pronounce it like a Z, like zebra, but you need to put your tongue out more. Okay, this, that. It's all about the position of your tongue. If you're pronouncing it incorrectly, it's just about the position of your tongue. Bring it out, and it might feel really, really strange or not natural for your, for your language, but it's what you must do to speak with that sound accurately in English. All right then. What do we have here? The expression, let me sleep on it. Yeah, let me sleep on it. It has the meaning of let me think of it until the morning. Yeah, if you have a big problem that you want to solve or want to find the answer to, or if it's a big yes or no decision, maybe it's not the best opportunity to give an answer right in that moment. So you say, okay, let me sleep on it. Okay, and then you calm down, you go to bed, you sleep, and you make the decision the day after. Okay. Ronnie sent a super sticker. I don't even know what a super sticker is, but thank you. I think that is some sort of donation. So thank you, Ronnie. Much appreciated. Yeah, well, congratulations from people. All right. Let me see if there are any more questions here. And Fabiana, hello from Italy. She's one of my students. She wants to talk about cleft sentences. Fabiana, give me an example of a cleft sentence, and I will explain more about them. I know what a cleft sentence is, but I want you to give me an example, and I will help you with that. Okay? Okay. Carrie Muller wants the fee structure for the B2 course. Everything will be, all the information will be in that, because the fee structure will be different depending on when you join. If you want to find out all the information about that, but if you want to get the best price possible, then that is the link. The link is in the description. Click that link, put your information, your email, and I will send you that information via email. Okay. Sonia, welcome. She asked me a question before, and I'm trying to find it. There we go. Well, it wasn't an English question though, I think, right? A little question, I want to join you on WhatsApp, but I'm only beginning B1. Okay, so yeah, my other course, this is my new course, but my current course is Daily Quick Fix, which is a course for students who are B2 level and want to reach C1 level. If you're only beginning B1, you probably don't have that level yet, I'm afraid. Okay, let me have a look for more questions. Remember, this is an interactive lesson, so put your questions in the chat box, and I will do my best to answer them. A lot of a lot of questions came at the beginning. If I missed it, just put it again and I will try to find it. Okay, Barbara. For a native Spanish speaker, it's hard to understand are you or do you? They're struggling with this topic. So for questions, we have a few different ways of asking a question. I'll tell you in a second. Do you is for all the verbs, okay? Do you like? Do you play? Do you want? Do you eat? Do you fancy? Do you learn? Do you study? Do you go? Blah blah blah. Okay, all the verbs, except the modal verbs and the verb, the most common verbs be and have. They're always different. Always. In all the languages that I've learned as well, they're different in those languages too. And they're different in English. So instead of do you blah blah blah, we say are you blah blah blah. Okay? Are you going? Are you hot? Are you cold? So it's just when the answer requires the verb to be. Are you happy? Yes, I am happy. So when it's the verb to be, we use this structure to answer, to ask the question. Are you? Okay. And the other ones, the other modal verbs are different as well. Okay, the other modal verbs. Can you, might you, may you, will you? So all these modal verbs, may, might, must, will, should, etc. They are they're the exceptions, and all the other ones we put, for all the other verbs, we just use do. Okay. Hi, Louise. Hope you're well. Is it okay to say am I or aren't I for a question tag? Yeah. I'm not there, am I? Okay. Or I'm English, aren't I? Perfectly fine. For the question tags, what you have to do is if the main sentence is positive, then the question tag needs to be negative, and then you need to change the order of the verb and the subject. Okay, so if the sentence is I am not blah blah blah, then you put am I at the end, and if the sentence is I am blah blah blah, then the question tag is aren't I. I've seen this question a couple of times, but I'm not sure. Is every complex sentence a reported speech? I'm not sure I understand that question. Try to, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sophie, how can you find which level you are at? There are lots of online tests. I have a couple of videos that I did. They're not, it's not going to give you the official level, but I have 2 videos that I did. One to see what level of grammar you have, one to see which level of vocabulary you have. It's a bit of fun. It won't give you an official level. I also did a video, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago about how to evaluate your own level of English. It's quite useful. It's not a test, but it gives you the information to be able to evaluate your own level of English. Like, if you can do this, 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 and this, then you're probably at this level. If you can do this, this, and this, then you're at that level. It's quite an interesting video. I think it's called How to Evaluate Your Own Level of English. Okay, is it acceptable? How acceptable is it to use ain't in everyday speech? In everyday speech, it's very acceptable. Yeah, it's informal. You know, I mean, the thing is with English, like I've studied French, Spanish, and Italian, and those languages kind of have a different form. They have two different forms depending on whether you're speaking to somebody in a formal situation or in an informal situation. You know, like Spanish, you have tú or usted, depending on, you know, to say the word you. And English doesn't have that. We just have one word, you. But there's different ways to talk to people, and there's different levels of formality in English, and we don't need the two levels of you to show how formal we're speaking, because there's lots and lots of other things we can do to show that we are being formal or respectful to that person. Ain't is very, very informal. So when you're speaking to your friends, or you don't particularly want to seem very formal or intelligent, you know, which is the case many times. If you're just talking to your friends, then that's fine. Ain't is fine. Don't use it in a job interview. You know, don't use it if you're giving a presentation and you want to seem formal, intelligent, professional. Okay, so avoid those informal words like ain't in those situations. All right, Marcella says, is it possible to reach the C1 level from B2 in 3 months? We have an expression in English, which is how, so like it's an answer to the question how long. Okay, so how long will it take me to blah blah blah? The answer in English is how long is a piece of string. Okay, and it basically means it could be anything. All right, it depends on how much effort you put in. How many hours a day are you spending? Are you living in England? Are you working in English? Are you studying English at the same time? When I was learning Spanish, I would say I probably did that. I probably went from B2 to C1 in 3 months when I was living in Spain and not studying it at all. I was just simply living in Spain. It's possible. It's possible. It's hard work. There's lots to learn, but you know, if you're dedicated and you really, really love it and you're passionate about it and motivated and want to learn and like learning and surround yourself in English, then there's no limit. Well, there is a limit, but the limit is less the more effort you put in. What's the difference between should have and should have been? I should have gone. Sorry, I should have eaten. I should have been eating, for example. What's the difference? The difference is that one is relating to a continuous action. I should have been. Okay, yesterday. Let's say yesterday I watched the football. I should have been working. Okay, I should have been working. So it's a continuous action. I watched the football. It was 2 hours. And during that time, I should have been doing the continuous action of working. The other option, I should have worked, that does not relate to a continuous action. That relates to an action that has really finished by the time in the past that we are talking about. So yesterday I watched the football My England shirt was dirty. I should have washed it before the game. Okay, so we're referring to a moment, an action that should have been completed in the past before the time that we are talking about, which in this case is the football match. Okay, so they're actually quite similar structures, but we use them for quite different situations. Yeah, this is my friend Ronnie again, but his dad always says can't ain't a word. All right, we were talking earlier about ain't, which is a nice informal expression. But I love this. My friend Ronnie mentioned this to me a few years ago, that his dad said can't ain't a word. And I use that expression to my kids as well. Oh, I can't do this. I'm like, hey, can't ain't a word. You can do it. Fernando says, we study English to speak in a formal way. Yeah, normally that's the case. Normally it's the case. And it's a little bit frustrating, I think. I mean, from my personal experience, I studied French for like 10 years, including at university for 2 years, before I went to live in France. And I had studied French to speak in a formal way for 10 years. And then I went to France and everything was different. Even basic words like the expression I don't know, or the word for work, or it's just really basic expressions were different in normal spoken informal English. And I realized that I never needed formal French. I never needed formal French. I never needed to write French. The only thing I needed to do was communicate in French with people my age, to make friends, to live life. And I had never learned that type of French. So it's really important to focus on informal expressions, informal English. Let's have a look here. Some good questions coming in here. Okay. What's the most effective methodologies for mastering and retaining advanced vocabulary for academic and professional excellence? I mean, it could be for academic and professional excellence, or it could be anything, really. There are many. There's a lot of advice I can give you for retaining vocabulary, any type of vocabulary. You know, it doesn't have to be advanced. Any type of vocabulary. The best way to retain it, in my opinion, is by, well, there's a few things. One of them is learning it in context. Okay, so learning it within a story, not just a vocabulary list, but learning it within a story, because that gives the word meaning. Now, this could be a story that you read, a story that you listen to. It could be a short television program. It could be a book. It could be an experience as well. Another thing that I think helps is trying to relate that word to a word you already know. That really, personally, it really helps me. Last week, I saw a little animal called a weasel in English. Weasel. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a long cat, I would say. I've never seen one before. It's a pretty bad description, a long cat. But I saw it, I thought it was a cat, and then I thought, no, it's too long to be a cat. It's long, it's got short legs. It's a weasel. And I thought, wow, I don't know how to tell that. I don't know how to explain this experience to my wife, who is Spanish, or anybody. I can't tell anybody that I've seen a weasel here in Spain, because I don't know the word for weasel in Spanish. So I looked it up in the dictionary, and it said, it told me the word, which was a very strange word. I'd never seen it before, and it's comadreja. And I thought, okay, well, I know the word comadre in a completely different context, but I thought, okay, comadre, ja, comadre. That was my personal way of remembering that word, just by relating it to a different word. And yeah, the next day, I think I told a friend that I saw a comadreja, and he said, oh, okay, well, I've never seen a comadreja before. And I don't think I'm going to forget that word, because I can always relate it to something else now. It makes it so much easier. So there are my 2 tips for memorizing vocabulary. Astrid, is my new B2 course going to replace my current Quick Fixer course? I hope not, because I love this daily course and want to carry on with it. Okay, so my current course is a course for people who want to reach a C1 level of English. It's called Daily Quick Fix. Astrid is a member. Yeah, I love that course. I've been doing that for 4 years, and that will continue for a long time. No need to worry about that. That's for students who want to reach a C1 level of English, an advanced level. And this course, the new B2 course, is for students who want to reach a B2 level. That's upper intermediate. And that's a level that many people require. Many jobs require this. Many universities, if you want to study in a university abroad. I know here in Spain, a lot of teaching jobs even required a B2 level of English. I'm not sure if that is still the case, but there are so many jobs that require that level, and that you need that level to be able to get the job, or to get a promotion, or to just be accepted in a company. It's a really standard, good, strong level of English. So that's why I wanted to do a B2 level course as well, but it will not replace Daily Quick Fix, okay? The idea is, hopefully, you do the B2 course, you love learning with me, and if you want to continue to do the C1, then I have Daily Quick Fix. Do you think using AI helps us improve English? Absolutely, yeah. I have it's incredible, isn't it? I don't know if you saw a video I did a while ago, but there is I have a clone, so you can learn English with my clone, which is quite cool. You talk to me, and you hear my voice answering you and correcting you, and it helps you with your spoken English. It's it's a really great way to practice your spoken English. And yeah, it's all done by AI. Let me see if I can just quickly put a link here for you. There you go. That's the link to the clone. The AI version of me. If you want to practice your spoken English with me, there's the link. Okay, so Martin asks a similar question. Yeah, so the thing is, I did a video about this a long time ago, but it's changing so quickly. But yeah, I mean, if you want to improve your spoken English, then that's a great way Teacher AI. The link is there in the chat. That's a great way to have that interaction with me or with other English teachers or other language teachers. There are people from many different countries, many different languages on that platform. But yeah, with ChatGPT as well, I tend to use that as a dictionary. Like I say, hey, how do you say blah 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 in Spanish? And it tells me, and I'm saying, could you give me that in context? Put it in a sentence, and it will tell me. It's amazing. Use your imagination to get your benefit from it. But it's a really great tool. Hello, Elton. Good to have you here. He is a student on my pronunciation course. Doing very well, improving his pronunciation. Good to have you here. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at some questions here. I mean, that might be the best message today. My friend named her Bunny Greg because of you. Wow. That is quite special. I have a bunny named after me. That's awesome. Okay, pronunciation. The pronunciation of this word. Nightmarish. Nightmarish. Oh, sorry, no. Okay, you're not asking that. You're asking for the word lieutenant. Okay, yeah, lieutenant. But in English, it's different in British and in American. So I think lieutenant is American, and lieutenant is British. Lieutenant. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Danut. Elisabetta, I think you're my student. I'm not sure. I can't tell you because I can't see your name. But what's the meaning of can't ain't a word? Yeah, this was my friend Ronnie's dad's expression, who was saying to Ronnie when he was a kid, he was saying, hey, can't ain't a word. Can't is not a word. In other words, if you say the word can't, like I can't do something, I don't understand you. Because it's a way of giving belief to the kid. Of course you can. Don't tell me you can't. Don't say it's impossible. Nothing is impossible. Don't tell me you can't improve your English. Don't tell me you can't find time to study English 5 minutes a day. Can't, it's not a word. Of course you can. Okay, Veronique. Yeah, immersion in the country is the best. It really is. I mean, not everybody can do it, but if you have the opportunity to spend some time in a different country, do it, you know? And if you do it, if you have the opportunity to spend some time in England to improve your English and your Spanish, for example, don't hang around Spanish people the whole time. It's so common and it's such a waste. When I lived in France, I did have one English friend, but we spoke in French with each other. We both were there to study and improve our French. We both wanted to be fluent in French, and we were by the end of that. So if you have that opportunity, take it and use it. Owl, owl. Okay, that's how you pronounce that word. Owl. Okay. I love your daily quick fix course. It's really helpful and useful for me. The actual topics help to memorize language structures and vocabulary. Thank you so much for that. That's really nice. Really nice to hear. I need some pronunciation practice because I always have difficulties pronouncing your name. Xaba, But thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. And yeah, it's a fun group. I love Daily Quick Fix. Okay, hello from Spain. Hello, Valencia, the other side of Spain from me. Marina would like a lesson about presentations, how to start, describe a diagram, and to finish in English. Yeah. Like business English is it's an interesting topic because I have taught business English. It varies so much on what type of job you have and what type of industry you're in. What I noticed when I was working in a company and I was working in French, I realized when I went there, wow, I know none of the vocabulary I need to know for this job. None. But you sort of learn it. You have to learn it because you have to say those words to people. And it's usually the same words again and again and again and again. Normally, the same day you're having similar conversations with people. If you are doing a presentation, learn the words. Really, really prepare your presentation. Really prepare the beginnings of the sentences in the presentation, the beginning. And then part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, break it up into little parts and really memorize the first sentence of each part. I found that to be a really, really helpful trick because you've memorized it, you feel confident saying that. And when you are confident saying that little sentence that you've practiced so many times before the presentation, and you say that, you feel a bit calmer, okay? And then the rest comes much easier. So I can't give you a big structure of a presentation now, but when you do find them, just really, really memorize them so that you can just say them like boom without thinking about them, and it should make the presentation much easier. Okay, cool. Lots of people from Daily Quick Fix here today, which is great. Yeah, Daily Quick Fix is, as I said, it's a course for C1 learners. This course up here, the new B2 course, is for B2 learners. If you're at a level that is B2 and you're hoping to look for a C1 level, this course might still be useful for you. It's got a lot of vocabulary, grammar, shadowing, pronunciation, listening. It's a really great course to build a strong foundation of English. So if you are wanting to consolidate your knowledge of upper intermediate B2 English, then make sure you get on that waiting list now. As I said before, at the beginning of this live lesson, if you sign up to that course, if you sign up to that waiting list, I will email you this week or next week with information on how you can get the best, let's see if I can do this, the best price it will ever be. Some really, really cool and valuable bonuses. And there you go, early bird. You will be the first students inside this new course, which is a really exciting course, really. So if you think you want to prepare the B2 level, if you want to reach that B2 level, or if you are thinking about taking a B2 exam at any point in the next 12 months, then definitely put your name on the waiting list to find out more information about it. How can we reduce our French accent, or any accent, let's say? I mean, because, yeah, it's very strong when French people speak English. And do I think shadowing can help? I'll give you one very quick tip for French people, French speakers. French speakers tend to stress the end of words, okay? Normally, by default. You put the stressed syllable normally at the end of the word. And in English, it's normally the opposite, okay? By default, you want to put the stress at the beginning of the word. There are many, many exceptions to that, obviously, and many rules. But when French speakers speak with a very, very typical French accent, it's normally because they put the stress at the end of the word. So if you can avoid doing that, that's point one. And shadowing definitely helps. Shadowing is a really, really popular, a really effective technique. We have it in Daily Quick Fix and in the new B2 course, because I really believe in it. What you do is I give you one sentence, a short sentence, and we focus on a couple of sounds or linking techniques or stressed syllables in that sentence. I say the sentence once and you listen very carefully, and then the second time I say it, you say it at exactly the same time as me. And when you do that and you're listening and speaking at the same time, it's very easy for you to hear the differences. Okay, like, are you saying the E sound and I'm saying the I sound? Are you stressing the wrong syllable? Is your intonation wrong? Am I saying and you're saying? It's so easy to hear the difference when you're listening and speaking at the same time. And that's why I love shadowing. So definitely, it will definitely help. And Veronique, any tips for French people to help with the H pronunciation? Okay, and this is true not only for French people or French speakers or Spanish speakers have problems with this too. Italians also, Russians also. It's So my advice is this. Basically, do I have them here? No. My advice is this. It's a sunny day. It's a hot day. It's very, very sunny. You've got your sunglasses on. You're at the beach. Okay? But your glasses are dirty. So what do? You take them off. You think, wow, they're disgusting. And you go, and you wipe it on your t-shirt. Okay? That is the H sound in English. You can do it because I'm sure you clean your glasses in that way. You know, French people generally don't say the H sound, do they? So what do you do when you clean your glasses? You go, nothing. Or Spanish people, no. Everybody can do this sound. And that's the H sound in English. So when you're practicing, go, hello, how are you? Hospital. Okay? Practice in that way. Sir, I have 6,000 words in my English vocabulary. Is it a good level of vocabulary to have for a non-native English speaker? Yeah, I can't remember where I read this the other day, but apparently the average English speaker knows about 10,000 words and uses about 3,000 words. It's a good level. Yeah. You got to use it though. I mean, like, My mum knows a lot of vocabulary in French. My dad doesn't, but my dad has no shame in speaking French, and my mum does. So my dad communicates, very, very freely, and my mum a little bit more thinking of the words. So you can have those words, but you've got to use them and got to get into the habit of using them so that you, there's no point having a dictionary in your head. The important thing is using them fluently, and practice makes perfect with that. All right, No Name says, what's the difference between from the moment and since the moment? You know what? From the moment is correct. Since the moment, I was going to say is incorrect, but actually, yeah, it might be correct in some certain situations. Since the moment I walked in, from the moment I walked in, since they mean the same. There's no difference. All right, Sonia. I cannot continue. Sorry for the question. Asked in advance. Should I click on the join the B2 waiting list link? I already paid. I don't think anybody's paid because it's not available yet. So definitely click on the link. Okay, yeah, definitely click on the link if you are interested. Okay. All right, 1 second. I have the link in the description. I've put it here too for you, okay? All right, I will be finishing in about 7 minutes. Okay, I'll keep this to 1 hour. So if you have any more questions, then put them in the chat, okay? And in the meantime, where's that question gone? Is it correct to use over, the preposition over, with a still object? He has a blanket over him. Yes, if it's completely covering him. Okay. Fernando, hi, enjoy your food. Thanks for joining. And yeah, it's nice to do this for the 500K. It really is. It's really cool. This is also correct for a way to use over. I prefer this over that instead of I prefer this than that. Yes, that is correct. And Elton, all right, talking about the new B2 course. After mastering the course, can we be able to talk with native speakers fluently without any pressure? And can we be able to talk about everything? Everything. Not everything, but it's a B2 course with 12 modules. And in each module, we deal with a typical B2 topic, but in an interesting way. Okay, so, I mean, there are interesting topics. The topics that we deal with come with a story. You're going to hear a story. You're going to learn vocabulary related to that topic. You're going to learn lots of expressions, and it will really help you talk about modern, relevant interesting conversations or interesting topics so that you can have interesting conversations with native speakers. Okay? In the course, it's 12 modules, you know, and you normally, I think in most courses, you get, you know, grammar and vocabulary, but we also deal with pronunciation and listening, because I want you to be able to speak. Like my experience in France, where I studied for 10 years and then went to France and realized I don't know how to speak like you. I don't understand what you're saying. My pronunciation was terrible in French. And I think it's so crazy that most courses focus only on grammar and not so much the vocabulary. So it's all together. You're going to learn grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. You're going to put it all together so that you can speak, express yourself clearly and in a nice, fluent, natural way with native speakers who understand you. That's the goal of the B2 course. Okay, eBrew, let's hope you achieve the million. If you have 500,000 friends, send them the link. Tanu's poetry. I have played football since I was a kid. Yeah. Since is correct, and here's why. When we use this present perfect tense, I have done, I have gone, I have eaten, I have taken. And you want to express how long that action has happened, you have two options. Option one is the preposition for, and then a quantity of time. For 2 days, for 3 months, for 5 years, for my whole life. Or since, and then a moment in time. Since Tuesday, since my birthday, since 1999, since I was a kid. Okay, that's like a moment in time. This is a common problem. I understand natives, but not the movies. Why? Yeah. Natives or native teachers? I mean, I did a video a while ago about why you understand me and not the movies. And it's because I'm a teacher. I teach grammar in a way that I want you to understand so that you can understand the grammar. But I avoid a lot of techniques so that becomes really easy for you to understand. And those techniques are the techniques that I teach in my pronunciation course and in all my courses. I teach those techniques. The linking techniques, how we link words together, sounds that disappear, stress, intonation. And I think one of the things that causes you difficulties to understand the movies is the linking. Like you know, when you're learning English, you learn a lot of the time. You learn the words, even grammar structures. You learn, you learn all the words, and the guy earlier who said, you know, he's got 6,000 words in his vocabulary. Okay. You put the word in there and it's bam, 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 bam. But native speakers do not speak like ba, 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 ba. They speak like this, wah, 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 wah. It's all connected. And if you don't learn how to connect all the words together, you're not going to understand fast speaking natives very easily, like in movies or real life, okay? That's why. And that's why I teach that in my courses. I teach it in that course too. I teach it everywhere because it's such an important technique that I really don't think a lot of people teach. I never learned it when I was learning English or French. Sorry, when I was learning French or Spanish. Never learned it until I started focusing on it myself, and then thought, wow, this is powerful. And the B2 course, Merfe, will start in September, but you can start next week if you join the waiting list. If you start in September, it will be more expensive. If you join the waiting list and start now, you will get the best price ever and bonuses that will help you save about 150 euros. So, if you're thinking about it, you don't have to sign up for the course, but if you're thinking about it, if you're considering it, put your name on the waiting list. Okay, Ronnie, thanks again. Thank you so much. Ronnie's helping me. Ronnie, I lived next door to Ronnie when I lived in the States and visited him last year. I think he's trying to help me afford another trip back to visit him. Thanks, Ronnie. All right, Sim, huge doubt. He is older than I or he is older than me? Me. Okay? I verb. I go, I want, I do. But me is like a person. Can you put the person's, just think here. Can you put the person's name here? He is older than Greg. If you can, then Greg can be replaced by me, him, her, us, them. Okay? I cannot, okay? I live in Galicia, in the northwest of Spain. Yeah. Could you share some recipes to increase my vocabulary? Recipes. Like food. I'm not, like, maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. Yeah, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Food, a recipe is like food, like how you make food. I mean, I'm not really the best person to ask. I do cook. But I'm not the best cook. I'm certainly not a very creative cook. Could you explain the pronunciation course? Is the daily quick fix enough to improve our pronunciation? So you've got two options at the moment. This will be my third course, the B2 course. Currently I have two other courses, Daily Quick Fix and Pronunciation Quick Fix. In Daily Quick Fix, you get a small lesson from me every day, Monday to Friday. On Mondays, we talk about pronunciation. You have a little pronunciation exercise. On Tuesdays, it's vocabulary. We watch a video, we learn some vocabulary from that video. On Wednesdays, I give you a grammar video from me and a grammar test, 2 grammar tests. On Thursday, we do more pronunciation and listening. We do shadowing, as I mentioned earlier here, a shadowing exercise. And on Friday, it's a listening exercise. So you do get you do get pronunciation practice in Daily Quick Fix every week. It's an important part of the course. But Pronunciation Quick Fix is 100% a full, complete course for everything related to pronunciation. Okay, you buy it, you get immediate access to everything. We look at every single sound in the English language, all the vowels, consonant sounds, all the vowel sounds, silent letters, consonant clusters, linking words together, stress, word stress, sentence stress, everything related to pronunciation. And it currently comes with one assignment every week that you send to me for my feedback. I'm not sure how long that will continue, but for the moment that is the case. So if you want to 100% focus on vocabulary, if you want to 100% focus on pronunciation, then Pronunciation Quick Fix is the one for you. If you want to focus on a little bit of everything to reach an advanced level of English, then Daily Quick Fix is the one. Okay, I'll finish soon, very, very soon. Let me just say bye to a few people then, with a few quick questions. B1 course, no, I don't have that. I don't have plans at the moment, but who knows? If there is enough demand, never say never. All right, I think I'll finish here. Just finish with Jose Raimundo. You were the first person I was able to understand speaking English. That's cool. That's really cool. It's it's always nice to get comments like that. I speak clearly on my YouTube channel, and the whole goal of my courses is to help you speak clearly and understand native speakers easily. That's the whole point of everything I do. So if that's, well, I guess that's why you're here. But yeah, as I say, get yourself on that waiting list for the B2 course. It's brilliant. Seriously, I have been doing the course as a student this week and last week just to check everything is looking perfect, and I've been doing the course and thinking, wow, I love this. I love it. If I was a student and I bought that course, I would be very, very happy. I know it's going to be useful for you. I know it's going to help you do your pronunciation, make a big difference to your pronunciation, really expand your vocabulary, so you can have easy conversations with native speakers and really consolidate your B2 grammar so that you can express yourself better and more easily in English. So yes, get yourself on that waiting list, click the link, put your name there, and I will contact you via email next week to give you more information on how you can be one of the first students inside the course, get the best price it will ever be, and get the best bonuses I will ever offer. Okay, you can wait, it will be available in September, but the price will be higher in September. So if you want that information, just click the link and put your name on the waiting list. Okay, thanks Louise for your congratulations. Yeah, thanks Sophie. I'll just say bye. If you want to put your name in the chat and say bye, I'll put some people's comments up here. Yeah, Cool. Thanks, Virginia, for attending. Thanks, Easy Cooking, for visiting from Algeria, from India. Yeah. Thanks, Yefyan. And all right, gonna go. All right. Thanks everybody for joining, and I will be in touch very soon with another video on YouTube. All right, until then, take care and bye for now.